Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 105. We're back here with you. I'm Ryan. I'm here with my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. How you guys doing tonight?
Swell. Glad to be back.
I'm golly gee willikers.
I'm glad you guys are back. I'm super tired, so you guys are gonna have to be like, the punchy ones, and I just
The punchy one.
keep the energy up.
Hey, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I'm a little punch drunk.
Good night, everybody. Some updates. The place it.
Yeah?
Still not together all the way.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. We had somebody come out to work on it because one of our listeners, Andy, was very concerned about this. Not really. He thought it was funny. But somebody come out and work about it, and he looked at it and said, "It looks like it's going to rain," and he left.
Right.
And he didn't come back. And so then we got another guy to come help because it's supposed to be like a 2 or 3 person job.
Yes.
It takes like 8 hours to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
A full day.
Yeah, full-time job.
Full-time job.
So he came back and helped as long as he could.
And then he gave up.
No, he didn't give up. He just had to. It was
He
late.
said it was going to rain.
It was like not. It was like dark, and I was like, "Just go home, your family."
Oh.
I have no family.
Well, there's your problem.
No,
You're worried about him.
Yeah.
it was like 9:30.
paying him.
9:30 at night, and I'm like,
Well.
okay. Plus, we're paying by the hour, so But the problem we ran into is that we couldn't find a level spot in the yard for this 2-story structure. It's literally 2-story structure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's towering. So now I've got to figure that out because our yard is like hard as a rock to try to dig in. So I think I found some stuff to level it out. Don't have to order. So, but I have one of the balconies on. There's 2 balconies on this thing. It comes with a complete kitchen, stove, a grill.
Does it have a kitchen sink?
Mixer. It does have a kitchen sink, actually.
Well, good.
Is there a bathroom?
Well,
that
out back.
Out back.
Yeah,
There's a
but
tree nearby.
our dad, my parents are here, and he said, well, "What's going to be in this, downstairs part underneath?" It's like, "Well, that's the full kitchen." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." I showed him pictures. He's like, "That's ridiculous."
But, man, kids love that stuff, though.
Yeah,
They can do that for hours.
When he was a kid, he had a hoop and a stick. That's all he needed.
Anyways, so every day my son's like, "Is it done?" And I'm like,
Does it
Yes.
look done,
"Does
son?
it look
Yes, it
done?"
And then he goes and plays in the box, and that's all he cares about.
That's right.
I had to climb up in it to screw some stuff in, and it feels like you're going to topple out of it. It's not going to turn out. It's not going to flip over, but it feels like you're just going to roll right out the front. It looks like one of those old mystery spots, like up in the mountains and stuff. Come see the mystery spot, and you go there, and it's like this crooked house, and you like
Don't come back.
No, there's like in North Carolina, like around Tweetsie Road, there's the mystery spot, and it's got like a bowling ball will roll uphill and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's a mystery spot kind of place in Florida where you can drive your car and you put it in neutral, and it looks like it starts to go uphill.
Yeah, but these are like roadside attractions, and they look like creepy places, anyways. So
you've built a creepy place in your backyard.
Oh, good.
I want to like paint it like creepy colors, but then my kids probably won't want to play on it. But,
It'll just be for you.
yeah,
That's daddy's space.
you can see the neighbor's TV from the top level.
Oh,
Sit there
nice.
and watch the neighbor's TV.
That's not creepy at all.
Get some binoculars.
It has a telescope on it.
Perfect. Shush, I'm watching Seinfeld.
Anyway, so that's the where we're at. I've got the main structure built with one balcony. Still got one more to go, and then got to build the slides and all that fun stuff.
Attach the slides, you mean? Well, I guess one of those slides you do have to build. Yeah.
One of them you attach. The other one,
yeah,
you have to build.
It's a tube.
It's one of those curly Q tube slides.
Sure.
And it comes in 15 billion pieces.
15 billion.
Yeah.
Wow.
On top of that, our youngest has decided, she's done with the crib, so we had to buy her a bed at IKEA today. So I started to put that together. So it's like I'm working for the city. Like I'll start one project and be like, I've got to move over to this other project to go to that one. I got to go back and finish that one. So that's been my life for the past week or two.
There you go.
There you go. But I'm sure you guys have been having a blast. Caitlin's been traveling all over the country.
Yeah, I've been gone for like 2 weeks now, and it's good to be home.
The I Am Geek tour?
No. I wish. It was all work stuff, and I was in Biloxi as we recorded last week in Biloxi, or I did, and it was so hot and nasty down there, and glad to be back.
Before that, you were in D.C., right?
Washington D.C. Yeah, so that was good time. Yeah. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Good times.
I had our parents before you had them now.
Oh.
And we had a lovely weekend. took them to the Fort Worth stockyards where we watched a cattle drive and an old-fashioned Western shootout. It was mostly talking that you couldn't understand, and then some gun-firing, which was way too loud. Our mom jumped every time they fired.
Well, good. Did it turn out to just actually be a real gunfight?
Yeah, it was actually ended up being a real gunfight, and there were just bodies all over the floor. It's crazy. And then for a day, we just kind of laid around and watched movies, and that was fun.
Must be nice.
Nice and relaxing. Yeah.
We did play some bocce ball this weekend.
Ooh.
We had some friends that never played bocce ball, and we're like, we have bocce ball. We need to play. And so we played in the yard, and everybody had a good time.
Ooh, this just in, like literally this just in. Early testing of the Ratatouille ride has started.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. I didn't know that they're that far along. That's impressive.
Is that a dinner and a show type thing?
No,
Get
it's a
food
ride.
served?
It's a ride.
No, they should serve you food on it.
They should.
Oh, it's a joke.
I was going to say.
It came up in my news thing, so it looked official. But then when I clicked on it, it's a rat riding the subway.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There was a lot of news coming out of Disney because the Galaxy's Edge is now. They had their media previews and dedication ceremony last night. Today, I think. So we'll do more on that later. I will say I need to see it because right now the videos aren't. I don't think we're doing it justice.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Watto is like controlling the prices because everything is like sky high. And I'll just say this, but there's like people like buying like multiple lightsabers.
Why?
Oh my goodness. Jeez.
Like
someone's got money.
They're $200 a piece.
Are they selling them for double on eBay yet, or what's going
I don't know,
on?
but I saw one of the media guys was like, "Yeah, I built one, but it wasn't for me. The person that I was with wanted two." So I don't know.
What?
I'm the experience looks really cool, but I'm not impressed with the lightsaber itself.
Right. That would be my next question. Is the experience part of that $200? So like, if you went in to do the experience with two people, well, you'd still have to pay for each person to
Well,
get
no,
it. But
you could take a guest with you. You could take one guest with you. That will stand behind you and watch you.
Yeah, but I guess what I was trying to get at, that if you wanted 2 lightsabers, but maybe you went by yourself, do you still have to pay $400, or is the experience part of it, and you could just go ahead and maybe the lightsaber's only $100 or something? I don't know.
Nope,
I doubt it.
$199.99.
Great.
Or I mean, they're metal, but they're like bulky.
Super bulky. They looked a lot bigger than I thought they would. And then it's like I said, maybe they it was just a weird angle, or the people were really small.
If you take all the pieces off of it, the main little housing unit, is the size of what a lightsaber should be.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then you add all this stuff on, and it's like, I have to hold this with 2 hands because it's so wide around.
I'll just get me a piece of barbed wire, heat it up with a blowtorch. Boom, lightsaber.
Boom.
Anyways, we'll talk. I'm sure we'll have many episodes on that to come.
Sure,
but we'll wait till everything gets out there and we can actually see what's going on and experience it, or at least I will. You guys can come too if you want. Anyways, other news that we're playing catch up on because it's been crazy. Is there's a new Batman. Has been crowned. I guess you could say.
Chosen.
Go on, say it.
Has been chosen.
Say it.
Mr. Edward Cullen himself, Robert Pattinson or Paddington Bear, whatever you want to call him.
Paddington Bear is the new Batman. Is marmalade or
But anyway, so he's the new Batman, and I don't
sparkles.
It's weird.
I'd wish they'd gone with more of an unknown. I'm gonna give him a chance though.
Yeah.
I've seen him in things that I've liked. I mean, people were saying like, oh, don't think of it as Edward. Think of it as the guy from Hogwarts. His character played
it.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, but he dies
to become Batman. If they had come out and said he's gonna be the new Batman with his mentor Bruce Wayne, played by Michael Keaton, then I'd be like, oh, now this is gonna be cool. But they didn't do that.
He's too old for Terry McGinnis.
Well, yeah, but they could have came up with something different. And then supposedly the new bad guy is going to be the Penguin,
possibly Catwoman. So it's just a remake of Batman Returns.
Yeah.
So I wish they'd have gone with somebody like Hush or somebody different. But of course, they just got to pick.
Yeah, there's still rumors that there's going to be just a ton of bad guys in there.
Yay.
One of the name, which I mean, could be good if they take some of like the B characters that aren't seen that much, and do a little bit more with them, like Victor Zsasz and the Mad Hatter and things like that. There's like rumors that like Josh Gad could be the Penguin, which I don't know. I could see.
I could just see him dancing around like Olaf as the Penguin. In Gotham.
Summer in Gotham.
Isn't it nice?
That would not be good.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah. Robert Pattinson, I don't see him as a tough guy, even as the guy in Hogwarts, and I don't.
Cedric, that was his name.
Cedric, yeah, there you go.
Live forever because he's sparkly.
Right, but that's what we mostly know him as. I've seen all of the Twilight movies because my wife was a try-hard, I guess you could call her, and she loved all that.
And still not a good name for this.
I enjoyed the movie somewhat. I mean, I'll say it, but
I read the books. The books were
I'm
pretty
sorry.
good. The books were pretty good.
I don't
actually.
think he would make a good Batman. I don't see him as a tough guy, even as. I mean, I could almost see him as a Joker type, just because I still see him as that weird emo-y type guy.
Joker or Scarecrow.
Yeah, like something more, weird, not a tough guy.
Can they get the what's the guy? Is it Taylor Lautner? Is that the other?
Yeah.
Can they get him to be Robin or something?
Well, he would actually make a better Batman because he was like he got huge for the later movies or the second or third, whatever. He got swole.
I don't think he's stacked anymore though. I think he's more pudgy than swole.
No, well, in the
I mean now.
I know too much about these, right? But in the second or third movies, he got really, like you said, swole. I guess he's the
lava lad. He can't be Batman.
Yeah, he's kind of. But he could have done possibly if he still looked like that. But I still don't like him. He got on my nerves. But
he's not that good of an actor. I think Robert Pattinson can act.
Yeah.
Water for Elephants, I think is.
Oh yeah, I forgot
he did. That was pretty good.
Remember Me was the movie I was the only other one I could think of that he was in, and we didn't know what the movie was about. It was kind of sad and depressing, and it got really sad at the end because it turned out that he was in one of the Twin Towers at the World Trade Center.
Spoiler.
And like, it's an old movie. So at the end of the movie, he's like looking out of this window, and this plane is flying towards him.
Oh gosh!
I was like, oh my gosh, this is not what I expected, because it's this story. I forget the story now, but that's all I remember about it. Is because at the end of it, or towards the end, he dies in that tragedy. I was just like, oh my gosh, that is crazy.
There you go.
Now you want some lighthearted fare to watch tonight.
Yes.
Gosh.
Anyways, we'll see.
We'll see. I watched a movie before I forget about it. A new movie on Netflix. This will be my watch streaming early at the beginning because it sort of ties in a little bit to what we're going to talk about. Rim of the World. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
What the world?
I think it's called Rim. I'll tell you.
Speaking of new things coming to Netflix, have you all seen what's coming in June? Spider-Man. Spider-Verse. It's late June. And there's a bunch of good things, like the new Jessica Jones comes in June.
And this just came out today for Netflix. Was it in August? The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance.
Yeah.
That just dropped today.
Rim of the World. It's by the same guy that did The Babysitter, which we really love. It's about these kids that are stranded at summer camp when aliens attack the planet, and 4 teens with nothing in common embark on a perilous mission to save the world. So basically, they're at this summer camp, and they sort of leave the group to go on this hike by themselves, and then breaks loose, and there's like all these alien spacecrafts and jets flying overhead fighting each other, and then this astronaut crashes, and she has a crypto key that they need to align the satellites or something, so they have to take it. But it was cool. It was like it was funny. It was really funny. It's TV-14, so it's not like kid friendly, but it reminded me a lot of The Babysitter, like that kind of humor and stuff. But yeah, you should watch it.
We watched one that had Simon Pegg in it, and it's kind of a little bit like what we'll talk about later. It's called Slaughterhouse Rules.
I've heard of that. I never saw it.
There was like a trailer. I saw it on iTunes, and I saw who was in it, and I was like, we have to get this and watch it. Because it's got Michael Sheen, it's got Simon Pegg, it's got Nick Frost. It feels like one of their type movies, like Shaun of the Dead and stuff like that. But it's like this boarding school type thing in England that there are these creatures that start coming out of the tunnels beneath the school and attacking. and it's funny. It's it's that dark humor that you expect from them. But it's really good.
So, since there is a new Batman out, and or going to be a new Batman, and he was also a vampire, and I guess a wizard.
He's a wizard, Harry.
I thought, because Chris mentioned it a few weeks back about how he came across this article about the Batman of Houston. And you're like, oh, is there a guy dressing up as Batman running around Houston? No,
That's not you.
That's not me. Yeah.
No capes.
No capes. No, but there was this creature that looked like a bat / man. It's been reported being seen in Houston, but it hasn't been a while. It's been like in the 50s, I think. Yeah, 1953 was the first sighting. But I thought we could, it's hot outside. It's summertime, and I'm missing the fall. I'm missing Halloween time. So I thought we could just take a minute. Sorry, Chris is making faces.
Sorry.
And just talk about some spooky, some spoopy,
spooky
cryptids. Which a cryptid, if you don't know what a cryptid is like a Bigfoot or something like that, a creature that people have claimed to see, but has never been, found, I guess, if you want to call it that. So I thought we would start with the Batman of Houston because I live in Houston.
Yeah.
And there's a giant bat that's been roaming around, I guess. So I'll tell you the story, and then we'll get into it because I know everybody really wants to hear the edge of their seat.
The edge of their car seat, or
cue the music. Probably won't cue the music. There won't be no music.
Insert music.
Yeah, Chris is just going to do it in the background. All right. Oh, gosh. We just lost like 5 listeners there. So the legend of Houston's Batman started on June 18th, 1953. So in June, we're approaching June. So it's in the summertime, according to the myths. Okay.
You don't want the sound effect?
This is why we can't have nice things. So in the early morning hours, now I did some research to figure out when they were talking about early morning hours. Oh my goodness, I'm going to kill you. So supposedly this happened at like around 3 a.m., which sort of takes away the credit, I think. Early morning hours, around 3 a.m.
Outside a bar.
No. One dark Houston morning, 3 neighbors in the Heights. The Heights is a place in Houston. Claimed they saw a large bat-like creature enveloped in a halo of light. The 3 witnesses were So I want you to think about 3 a.m. when I name the 3 witnesses that are together on a porch. 23-year-old Hilda Walker, 33-year-old Howard Phillips, and 14-year-old Judy Walker.
Well, he was right over there.
Said they saw the being.
Right.
They said they saw the being sitting on Walker's front porch on the warm June night, and they all described seeing a shadow fall across the front lawn, seeing a creature standing over 6 feet tall, with wide bat-like wings. And supposedly, in some of the reports that I've read, not only did he have bat-like huge wings, but he was wearing like a paratrooper like type outfit, like uniform. Like the coverall type things,
Mm-hmm.
So
it was just a parachuter that got stuck in a tree.
It's like,
for help.
Like wings,
and they were just like yelling at him. Okay,
maybe so. But and there's like people that are investigators, is a professional cryptozoologist and former Houston resident guy named Ken Gerhard is
that guy. I know him.
he studied up
He's
on
famous,
it,
yes.
and he's investigating. He's been investigating the Houston Batman for years. Went back to try to find these three people, and they can't find them anywhere. But they could have moved out because basically back then in the 50s, and up till recently, I don't remember the last time they've done this. When's the last time they did a census?
They're about to do one. I thought like 2000 or something. Maybe not.
I don't know. But basically, this time period happened between the two censuses.
But yeah, next year we're doing one.
So, so the census wasn't. It was between the two, so they could have moved before the next one.
They can't censor me.
So suppose it was a very chilling encounter that it was like they froze and they didn't know what to do. Like they didn't run, they didn't try to go after it. They just froze where they were, and they saw this bat-like creature with a halo of light around it. The first thing that caught me off, or that caught my attention, was why are these three people sitting on a porch at 3 a.m.?
Bored. Not much to do there. Night owls. They work, maybe they worked the night shift at the Walmart down the road.
The 14-year-old?
I was going to say one of them's 14-year-old.
Yeah. In 1953?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They worked young back then. Especially at Walmart.
Maybe they were from a different time zone. And it wasn't so late.
Yeah. There was a
for
portal.
Them.
There was a portal that opened up. And really it was 3 p.m., but it was a portal to 3 a.m.
Speaking of, we got to talk about Flash sometime too. I finally watched the Flash finale, so we can talk about
that. But so people have tried to explain this sighting away. I don't think there's been many more sightings of this, but supposedly there's a bat colony that lives in that area. So it could have just been a colony of bats that was
formed one giant Batman.
Have you ever seen like a swarm of
like Voltron?
No, but okay. So for instance, in Austin, you can go to this bridge every day, exact same time, and there's all these bats will fly, and it's like just this massive bats that fly. So it could have been a massive bats just fly past them at 3 a.m. and it's 3 a.m. So it's like dark outside.
Yeah, that's when they're out.
Bats.
Yeah, it could be the shadows from a street light messing with them. That would, I mean, if a thing of bats flew past a street light, it would create a glow around it. Or it could just be a hoax, you know.
Yeah.
But they're a zookeeper. They did an interview with a zookeeper and bat specialist, and she said that if there was a bat as tall as a man, 6 foot tall, that the wingspan would have to be 18 feet or more from wingtip to wingtip.
Yeah.
So I think more than 3 people would have seen a bat whose wingspan was 18 feet.
Well, like, where's it going to go?
I know.
A ghost.
Like, that's huge, right?
It's a ghost. An alien. It's an alien. That's what it is.
Could be an alien.
We watched this show on, I think it's Discovery, that talks about cryptids like this, and never fails at the end of the episode. They always go to the people who are like, yeah, I bet it's an alien. Yeah, those Bigfoot, they're aliens coming down in their pods through time portals. Every show ends up with time portals and aliens, like every creature. Even the Loch Ness Monster. There's these time portals down in Loch Ness that they're coming through, and people are getting sucked into the time portals and seeing back in time. That's what it is. Because even in like Scotland, that's how they sound.
That's how they sound.
They talk like that.
Huh.
Them time portals.
They sounded different.
No, they sound just like that in Scotland.
Oh, okay. I've never been, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've been. So
I
I knew that.
That's how I know. That's all I know.
So I'm not on board with the whole giant bat flying around Houston. Cool story, but
cool story, bro.
I mean, maybe there is. Maybe there's a giant bat family living out there. And they're just
Dude,
trying to
you're
live.
drunk, go home.
They're just trying to live their lives, you know.
True.
Mm-hmm. Hanging out in people's yards.
You never know. Maybe I can look out my window right now, and he would just be sitting there.
That's our dad.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
How you doing?
But yeah, so basically, the police were called. They called the police, and the police took it serious and actually came out. It was all, and it's still in news reports to this day. So I'm like, are they just like trying to find something? Like they just don't have anything to talk about? So they're like, remember in 1953, those 3 random people that we can't find anywhere?
Every city needs its cryptid, and that's unfortunately yours. Like that's what you get.
Yeah.
The camoed Batman of Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Patrolling the streets.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Houston Batman.
So that's Houston. I asked you guys to do some homework. I don't know if you did.
Yes.
Of
course we did.
Yeah, sure.
About your area, are there any cryptids in your area?
Serious.
I took like a good 10 minutes and I looked up some stuff.
I mean, like 11 for me. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, Chris, what do you have up there in Dallas? Anything?
Well, there's the one that you sent me. There you go. I looked up some others. There's just Texas in general, but this one is closer to us. Was the Lake Worth monster? It's a satyr-like creature.
Huh?
Satyr, like a satire, that has terrorized people in Lake Worth since July of 1969. It's it's like a half man, half goat, half fish type creature. Like one of the headlines was "Fishy Man Goat Terrifies Couples Parked at Lake Worth." It's like this. It started out with this one couple, and they were parked at the lake. Probably just enjoying the lake view and nothing more. When something jumped out of a tree and attacked their car, leaving this big scratch across it. They said it had like hooves, looked like some kind of goat creature monster, had fur and scales and stuff. And there are pictures of it. There were news articles. There's another sighting where like a tire got thrown at somebody, and they said it was the goat creature.
I'm looking at the pictures that supposedly are the pictures of the actual monster, and it's like a white fluffy.
Yeah, it looks like a bunny that went through a dryer. Just a mound of cotton. Like it's not the best of a picture. But yeah, it attacks people, throws tires at them because it has tires with it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately, there were some people that kind of came forward. Said that it was them. It was some like high school kids dressed up.
Well, that ruins everything.
Costume, yeah, I know. And the tire thing was just some guy throwing a tire and it rolled down a hill and then hit like a hill type thing or something, and it shot up in the air and like almost hit a couple. And they're like, "There's some giant creature throwing tires at us."
Well, hopefully yours is better, Katrin.
Yeah, sorry. We can't all have a Batman.
Well, this is true. This is true. What do you got for us, Katrin?
Well, I have the Tennessee Wild Man.
Oh, that's what they called me in high school.
That's right.
Wild.
It could be because
go for a baseball team.
No.
Oh, that's Wild Thing.
So the origins of the Tennessee Wildman goes back way back to the 1800s in McNairy County, Tennessee. So I couldn't find anything in Memphis, but McNairy County, Tennessee is a couple hours from where I am. So it's the closest I could get. One of the stories is that a circus freak showman somehow captured the beast and put him on display in a cage where everyone can see him for exploitation until it finally broke free. The description of the Tennessee Wildman is much similar to the appearance of Sasquatch, but only more human. He supposedly has either dark gray hair or dark ginger hair, is about 7 feet tall, and is always accompanied with piercing red eyes. It is known to spout out a disturbing war cry that can frighten anyone that hears it, and has a horrible smell that's reminiscent to the skunk ape. It's very aggressive in behavior, could possibly be the arch enemy of Sasquatch, ironically, often fighting for territory reasons. Not surprisingly, the wild man possesses great strength, agility, and speed. There have been many groups of men that have went out hunting for the creature, but all the times usually they don't find anything, or something traumatizing happens. The monster is known to have a strange targeting obsession with dogs and women. Many women came out to say the wild man had attempted to snatch them up and carry them away. It is suspected, however, that these attempts were always unsuccessful. The latest known wild man sighting took place over 20 years ago near Elizabethton, Tennessee, which one article said Carter County, Tennessee, which I guess, yeah, that's Elizabethton. Rob Phillips, along with his cousin, were on a night hike to Bee Cliffs, which the other article said Watauga Cliffs. That's weird. Through the rain, they noticed something strange in the forest. Everything became completely silent. The sound of a snapping twig broke the silence, followed by a horrible, inhuman scream unlike the hikers have ever heard. The men fled separately through the darkened wood, with Phillips soon finding safety behind a tree. It wasn't long after that he spotted the wild man clinging to a nearby tree about 15 feet away. Rob heard his cousin break for the hill and followed suit. Phillips' account corresponds slightly with the initial tales of the Tennessee wild man. He was described as stout, about 9 feet tall, with red, beady eyes, a set of claws, and a horrible, pervasive stink that Phillips compared to the stench of a dead animals. It's unlikely that the Tennessee, I'm almost done here, it's unlikely that the Tennessee wild man has lived almost 150 years in the Tennessee mountains. It may be assumed then that more than one of these creatures exists, or could the creature sighting in the Bee Cliffs area be something else entirely? It wasn't only Tennessee that this creature was sighted, since some reports also came from Kentucky. So have you guys seen a picture of this guy? Did you all look him up?
I just looked him up right now.
Well, yes, I have.
He looks like kind of like a hillbilly. Like if you think about like what people describe as Tennessee hillbillies, how they're hunched over and they've got these long beards and they don't wear shoes. And
he's got shorts on though. The one that I'm looking at.
Okay. The one I'm looking at is like a black and white picture, and it's like a drawing of sorts. You know, it's not really a picture. I guess.
Yeah. It's a drawing.
There's lightning in the background. Yeah, it's not a picture. But, you know, the first sighting was in 1871, May 5th, actually. Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. In 1871, which I don't know when that was. But anyways.
1861? It happened after 1860.
1871, yeah.
Oh, 71.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was, yeah. I was also reading another article, and it was funny because I said it a little bit differently. Like I told you that they mentioned the different waterfall. It was the Watauga Cliffs, not waterfall. It said the Bee Cliffs, and then one of them said the Watauga Cliffs. I don't know enough about the area to know if maybe they're called the same thing, but it was pretty much the same. But they talked about the this one says the scream could freeze a man's blood. So,
wow.
And it often targeted women with its threats. Although none of it.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm coming.
Successful.
No.
And he would silently approach houses, but if seen, took off running effortlessly, leaping fences before it disappeared into nearby trees.
Oh no, I've been seen.
I mean, it just sounds like a creepy guy. Like again, a Tennessee hillbilly.
That's just a bunch of peeping toms. That's all that is.
Yeah. I think this is just another like Sasquatch, like, right?
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, and what's funny is that they're actually on this one webpage, mysteriousuniverse.org. They talk about the Tennessee Wildman, the Flintville monster, which is a 7-foot tall monster that smells like a skunk. So it's like the same thing. And then there's the
Skunkor from He-Man.
Yeah, Then there's the white screamer, which it sounds like the same crazy scream that you hear from the Tennessee Wildman. It's just something similar. But this one, actually, they said it could be a banshee and whatever. It's a longer story. Then there's the hairy human on 4 legs, which again sounds a little bit like that same monster.
It's just Tennesseans. I mean, they're hairy.
We're from there.
We're hairy. Like
we're
it's
all
just
hairy.
Normal people.
The only story that was different on this webpage was there's something called the Tennessee Terror, and it's on the Tennessee River. There's a 25-foot long river beast. The legend began in 1822 when a farmer was fishing in the river and a sea serpent emerged from the surface of the water, scaring him so badly he died soon after.
Wanna be friends?
And then in 1827, a similar story happened and almost shook him out of his canoe. But
it almost shook me out of my canoe.
It's kind of funny because it says the legend has grown over the years, turning the Tennessee Terror into a giant catfish called Catzilla that has grown to at least 500 pounds. And then they said there's actually catfish in Spain and Southeast Asia that grow to that same size, 500 pounds. But science knows of no species that swim that big to swim in the waters of Tennessee. At least not yet.
Yeah.
What does science know?
Tennessee, we know how to come up with some tall tales.
Oh, yeah.
It's either hairy or it lives in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, out of all the cryptids that there are, I mean, the most famous ones are probably Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, the Yeti.
Mm-hmm. Which the Yeti doesn't actually have white fur.
No.
It's portrayed. It's more brown fur.
Because you've seen one.
That's the sightings. It's like a brown fur, but like Hollywood has taken it and gave it white fur.
And I guess the chupacabra would be the other.
Chupacabra.
The goat sucker.
So
Chupacabra.
Yeah. We live on a golf course. I don't know if I don't think I've told you this story, but we saw this animal out on the golf course one day, and we were like, "Is that a chupacabra?" But it was this skinny dog-like figure, and we saw it walking. And I tried to take a picture of it. I don't know if I have it still, but it had a long, skinny tail, and it was the weirdest looking thing, and it just like disappeared into the roots of a tree. And we figured out that it was probably a fox with mange because I looked up some things later, and like it looked like that. Like the tail was all skinny because of how the mange does with that, and it would have made sense for the fox to go into a hole near a tree. So it was weird.
A lot of them, I think, are just animals with mange because like they just a lot of chupacabras are just like
Catron discovered a new creature.
Okay.
The creature of the golf course.
Catron's creature.
We did look.
Old Tallywag.
Tallypo.
Tallypo.
Yeah.
Tallypo.
So we went to look at that tree afterwards, and we found a piece of a rabbit's foot. It wasn't a lucky rabbit's foot.
Not
like,
anymore.
I don't know why. I don't even know why they call it a lucky rabbit's foot, because like that rabbit was not lucky. It doesn't have a foot anymore, but it was a rabbit's foot. Again, not a keychain. That was just sitting by there, so that was kind of creepy.
Yeah, you got chupacabra up in your golf course.
Yeah.
So out of all of these, and some of them could be completely real, like the British big cats. It's like big cats that roam the British countryside. I mean, it could just be
it's could be big cats. Yeah.
Big cat,
like panthers or something. They have
Other ones could like. There's the Beast of Bray Road, which is a popular one. There's the Mothman.
Oh yes, the Mothman,
which is another big one. I always like the Wendigos or the Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Wendigo. I've heard it said so many different ways. I always thought it was Wendigo. But
how does Sam and Dean say it? They would know.
Well, they say on Supernatural they say Wendigo.
Well, then I guess they're right.
But and I heard that quite often. But then on another show we watched recently, they said Wendigo, and I was like, what?
Oh, they're right. Sam and Dean's always right.
Sam and Dean know better. But that's like a man that's turned into a creature because he partook of eating humans. Yeah. They got lost in the woods.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and they're all white and like goblin kind of looking.
Those are totally real. So out of all the ones that are famous and known, which one, if you had to pick one that could possibly be real, which one do you think could be the one that's most real, or that could be real?
I would go with the Yeti myself.
The Yeti or Sasquatch. I think those have had the most evidence.
Yeah,
like that's been seems real enough. But I mean,
they're both in areas that are hugely dense with forests or hard to get to mountains. That there's definitely a wide area where something like that could be, and like things are always being discovered in those areas that haven't been found before anyway. So I could see those places, but especially the Yeti for me, because Josh Gates found a footprint.
So. Whatever he finds
is real.
Real.
Yeah, I would think probably, and I don't think it's what they say a Bigfoot is. Like I don't think it's this big hairy man that you would walk up to and he'd be like, "Hello." But I think it's some kind of ape, mountain ape.
But like having been to Loch Ness, I can see how, like, you would think there'd be something living in there because you look at that water and you can't see any far down into it. It's just like completely dark. It's like the darkest water that I've seen. It's like, I could see how you could start seeing things popping out of there and not knowing what they are. But I don't think necessarily there is. Maybe at one point a long time ago there could have been something.
If there is something in Loch Ness, it's like eels or something. It's not like...
Yeah, more like an eel type creature or something. Or a time portal.
But I mean, like elephants, for example. Nobody could
Those are real.
No. Like, for a long time, nobody found remains of elephants. And then they found like these elephant graveyards where they would basically go to die. So the same thing with these like apes of the woods or Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whatever. I mean, you may not be finding stuff because they go someplace to die. And it's
unicorns are actually rhinos. I always thought like tales of dragons and stuff could have been people finding the bones of dragons, of the bones of dinosaurs.
I say, those tales of dragons. It could be when people found dragon bones.
They actually found dragons. That's what it was. But we know when the people found the dragons and thought they were dragons. No, finding dinosaur bones and coming up with stories and stuff like, oh, the big dragon creatures that would roam the land. Yeah, I killed that one.
Or maybe they were just dinosaurs.
Could have just been dinosaurs. Yeah.
I mean, we weren't there.
Coming out of time portals.
Well, there could have been. We definitely know that there are animals that have gone extinct or thought to be extinct and come back. Yeah. So, who's to say that there wasn't giant lizard or some kind of creature that lived in the medieval time that we just thought was already extinct, but it was an actual animal?
Oh, it could have been. I could see that.
I mean, there was, but and I'm not a big, I'm going to get called out probably, but I'm not a big believer in the carbon dating system. I think it's sort of faulty.
Ooh, calling out science?
No, it's not that I'm against science. I'm just saying that particular way of measuring time of something, I think it's a little off. It doesn't really, it's not always 100% correct.
Yeah, I don't think anything is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
With things.
Yeah.
There's always stuff that, yeah.
I don't believe it's science, only magic. No.
Only magic.
No, I think literally every day somebody's discovering either something new or something different that's, that we thought was one way, but it's actually this way. I mean, they do that with dinosaur bones all the time. Like, actually, this skull belongs on this dinosaur, not this one.
Whoops.
Oopsie.
Was it the Brontosaurus was there, and then they're like, no, it's not, and now they're like, oh yeah, it is a Brontosaurus. There was something like that, back and forth.
Pluto's a planet. No, now it's not a planet. Well, maybe it is a planet. See,
now it's just a
gas.
Now it's just a dog.
Humans with small brains.
Mm-hmm. I did find another creature in your area.
Oh.
It's called Frank Shaw's gargoyle. It's a gargoyle, and they named it Frank Shaw's gargoyle, I guess, because he saw it.
Of course.
But Frank Shaw was a NASA archivist who worked at Houston's Johnson Space Center.
Yep,
and
that's a place.
What? That's a place.
That's a place.
Yep. This is starting to sound real every minute.
Well, this must be true. That's a real place.
That's a real place.
You heard it here, folks, first. Anyway, So he was walking to his car one night after working late, and he looked up, and on the corner of the building there, he saw this big creature that looked like it had this almost kind of cape or cloak around it. Could have been skin or something. And then these two giant wings that were popping out of it. And
could it be one and the same?
It
could it be the Houston same. Batman?
It could be, because it's both in Houston. This was back in 1986.
This changes everything. Literally everything.
This is a scientist that
we have
saw
two sightings years apart in the same area of large winged creatures.
Yes. But he saw it, and he was freaked out by it, and he said it felt like it was enjoying his terror. And he quickly ran to his car, fumbling for his keys, jumped in and drove off and didn't look back. And he went home, and his family was like, you seem off, what's wrong? And he told them the story, and they're like, don't tell anybody this. Keep it to yourself. You're going to sound crazy. You don't want to get fired. So he kept it to himself for years, and finally told his boss at NASA about it. And his boss went, oh, yeah. No, people have seen that around here. We had 2 dogs go missing.
They saw it.
They saw it. They ran.
Missing, or the one I'm reading says it's the death of 2 German Shepherds at the JSC.
Yeah, they both died. Yeah, they're. I'm not sure the details of the death, but
I'm staying inside.
But yeah, so then like these top official people from NASA came and talked to him about it, some higher ups, and they swore him to silence. And it wasn't until like years later, like, I don't know, 18, 16 years or something like that, his daughter approached somebody and told the story about it. So that's why I couldn't have heard much about it, because everyone at NASA was told to be quiet.
Crazy. Horrifying. I don't know. 2 giant creatures with wings.
Mm-hmm.
There's a family of Batman living in Houston.
Or maybe they're from Mars that are watching.
Always watching.
In our space program. That's what it is. From time portals.
We know that if they're from Mars, aliens from Mars look like little men, black faces, with helmets, with little blasters.
Oh, yeah, like Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
Aluminum Q32 atomizer.
That's what Martians look like. Duh.
Of course. What was I thinking?
Haven't you watched the Looney Tunes?
They got everything.
Yeah. But anyways, so I mean, it's interesting. If you liked us talking about this stuff,
thanks.
Thanks. If you didn't like it, blame Robert Pattinson or whatever his name is.
Pattinson.
It's all Edward Cullen's fault.
Blame Paddington Bear.
Yep. So we've determined that Sasquatches, Yetis are real. We learned on this episode.
Because I seen it on TV.
I seen it on the YouTubes.
They got them pictures and everything. With the footprints they pour that paper mache into.
If somebody offered you to go on what do they call it, a squatch hunt or something, would you go?
I'd probably go on a squatch hunt. Not long. I don't like the outdoors.
Are we done yet?
Like, well, this is nice. I'm gonna go back to the hotel.
So there is a new video game. It's not going to be it's not on consoles, but it's on PC. That's I think it's Bigfoot Hunt or something like that. But the idea is you're like these hikers and you go looking for a Bigfoot. But it looked, I don't know enough about it, so I hate to even bring it up. But it seemed a little bit like the Friday the 13th type game where you're just kind of roaming around and there's maybe one person is Sasquatch and they're trying to hide from you and they can kill you. That person can kill you and all that. But it looked interesting.
I still want to see that movie, The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot.
Yes. Oh, I think that's a 99-cent rental on iTunes this week.
What?
Great.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah. Get our parents to watch that. Sit down.
Oh, I'm sure they love it.
Just tell them it's one of my movies. One of the movies I worked on.
They have me watching some show that you got them watching, I guess.
What show?
Killing Eve?
Oh, no, they got us watching it.
They got you watching it.
So they're watching it again? There's only one season.
They wanted me to see it. Because we have season 2 on demand.
Oh.
So they want to watch season 2.
They want to watch season 2. That's why they're making you watch season 1. Okay.
And I'm like, you guys can just watch season 2.
It's a good show. It's a good show. I liked it.
It's good, but my personality and that kind of show doesn't match. Because I'm sitting there the whole time going, why are they doing that? That's so dumb. That's like 15 plot holes in a row. What is going on? Why is that guy following that person? He knows he's going to die. Yep, he's dead. So I've seen like a couple episodes. It's not bad. It's not a bad show at all.
It's good. I liked it.
I just like those type of shows. I try to figure stuff out. I don't sit back and just enjoy it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that person's going to die. Yeah. And Jennifer's like, stop it. Ruining the show for me.
What do you have season 2 on?
We have BBC America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I heard there's lots of twists and turns.
Yeah.
I already guessed one of them.
Twisty and turny. Well, just take a break from that and watch The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot.
I know. I want to watch that. It's got Sam Elliott in it. I'll just be like,
I know.
I'll be like, listen, there's this new movie out with Sam Elliott. Oh, Sam Elliott, let's watch. I won't tell him what it's about.
Wait till the title pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 99-cent rental on iTunes right now.
There we go. So before we wrap up, might as well tag it on the end. You saw The Flash on Catron?
I did.
What did you think?
Oh
no.
I thought it was okay. I thought the best part of it was that they actually seemed to use their powers together to actually defeat an enemy.
Did they though?
Yeah,
But they kind of
then he
did.
got away.
Yeah, but they kind of did.
So my thing with that was, so Cisco was essential for them to beat him. Like
Yeah.
his power, like
Spoilers,
everything
by
he
the way, if you
did.
haven't watched it. Spoilers coming.
Yeah,
up.
spoilers, definitely. Like, everything he did is how they took him down.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, like, moments later, you know, I don't know if I want my powers anymore. It's just so troublesome being to go anywhere, anytime I want to, and basically help out the team, because Flash is more of a sidekick and really just screws stuff up anymore. And I really solve all the problems, so I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, that was weird.
Dumb. Like when he was doing that, I'm like, so basically, you want to be your own person, and you want people to see the accomplishments of Cisco. Okay, well, just quit telling people you have powers and just be Cisco.
Well, yeah, like no one knows that he's like vibes, so it's not like it's like ruling his life or anything. It was basically the actor wanted to leave the show, and that's the only way they could think of.
Oh, so he's not going to be on the show anymore?
What?
No, he's leaving the show. Not anymore.
What?
That's why they did that.
Well, I had a theory that he would change. Yeah, that was because there was the part where they tried to do the cure on the Gracie, right, the little girl.
Yeah,
and they said the dark matter is too strong, and it fought the cure and it didn't work. And I was like, well, maybe that was like foreshadowing that it really didn't work on Cisco. But now that you're saying that he's leaving, then it's like, well, that shoots that out of the water.
Yeah, maybe he'll pop back in every now and then. But yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he was leaving the show, and
what's he leaving? What's he leaving for?
I don't know.
Like, not trying to sound like me,
right? But he's not like
he's going to be in a bunch of hair ads.
I can't believe
selling shampoo. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's done making money, I guess, and wanted to go do some other things where he doesn't make money. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. But like, then also the whole let's do Infinity War.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, the whole fading away thing. I was like, really? Come on. That was kind of
disappeared. So, but I don't know if she's actually gone from the timeline. Like, will they have her as a child? Be something different, because in the comics they actually have twins. They don't have. She's not their daughter in the comics. Oh. And if you go back to one of the episodes where she first meets Thawne or somebody, and he says her name, it's actually the name from the comic book, and it's not her. And so I don't know if somehow now they're gonna have twins instead of her. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that was what was kind of weird too. I told my wife, I said, "Wife, this this is kind of weird, because like she's technically not even born yet."
Yeah.
So like, like, I don't know. I couldn't wrap my head around it. It's like, well, what? How could she disappear?
Time portals.
Well, it's like that version.
Yeah, that version.
Basically. Yeah, that time version of her disappear is like, yeah, basically, yeah. It's like when Marty McFly started disappearing when his parents weren't together. Type thing. It's like the time veered and.
And why did they let Thawne just go? Why?
Because he'll see them at the next crisis.
But why didn't they just get rid of him there?
Because they'll
continue the show at
the next crisis. He's like the only good villain that they have.
Oh.
And he started it all kind of with, in the beginning, I guess, right?
Yeah.
For Flash, but they got to keep him around.
Yeah.
But and then so then the original Cicada guy, he died, right? And he's like a ghost. Is that what we were supposed to?
Yeah, they never really.
What? Hold on, did I miss something?
So like when he's standing there talking to Grace, to Grace and Gracie in the cabin, it's weird how he's just kind of standing there like, do it, or whatever. And it was, it was his menacing self, but it was just weird how, and my wife was like, is he dead? And I said, maybe so.
Yeah, that's just like in her
the
head.
Sixth Sense kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. When it was in her head, I thought you meant wait.
No, when she was like doing stuff in the cabin, she was just
where did he go?
Have illusion. She killed him.
When?
Like a couple episodes back, she like stabbed him through the chest and killed him.
Did they explain that he died?
It was very vague and quick, but yeah, he died, and then
I have kids.
From then on, it was just in his head.
Yeah, I had missed it as well. I didn't really notice it, but
we couldn't. We were confused at first too.
Because the fact that he had taken the cure, right? He was a different person after that, and then now all of a sudden he's his menacing self again, like you have to do it or whatever he says. I don't know. He's one of my least favorite actors in the show. I can't stand him. But
it's like when he came on, he was like, "How do I need to act like a villain? just do a really gruff voice. All our villains
like
have
Batman.
A really gruff voice."
You remember Christian Bale? Try to be like that.
I think the Reverse Flash has gotten worse with that too. Like he started off, kind of raspy. I think he's gotten even more raspy.
Well, he started whispering.
Yeah.
It's like, why is he whispering?
Flash. Oh, I see you, Flash. Yes.
Well, I totally missed that.
It's weird.
I don't know. They need to get back to the basics of it, and they need to make Flash not so stupid, and actually come up with smart villains so you don't have to make the hero an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. So it was I thought it was sort of a anticlimactic ending.
Yeah. Season had some ups, but then definitely downs, and it's been all over the place. It's better than last season.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll see what they do next season without the person that solves all their problems.
Yeah, basically.
What new Harry are they going to bring back?
Yeah, which Harry they're going to have this time?
We had Sherlock.
Sherlock. I don't know. Yeah, he was French.
Yeah.
Oui. Ha ha.
Off to be with his Irene Adler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. All right. Well, this has been an interesting episode of I Am Geek. A little different than our normal, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go out and search for the Batman now.
What should I? Go to NASA.
Yeah. What should I bring? What kind of weapon? There was one of these websites, and I was reading stuff, and then I don't know what happened to the website. I lost it, like I X'd out, or I went to a different website. But it was telling the cryptids and then what weapons to use to kill them. Like if you're going out hunting for this is the weapon you bring for this one, and this is the weapon you bring for that one. I was like,
they all just list a gun.
I'm like, how do you know? Like certain.
How do you kill an elephant? What's an elephant gun? What was that joke?
Build ship.
So I thought it was funny. Like, how do you know? Because the whole point of a cryptid is nobody really has seen them or
they know
anything. They just know.
Come from a long line of Van Helsings.
Take some dynamite with you. Dynamite solves all your problems.
Blows her up.
Anyways, well, another I Am Geek. Hopefully we'll have some guests on here soon. I've been trying to find us some. Chris has been trying to find us some.
Yeah, I'm running out of friends.
Well, just have him back.
I think I can get a guest.
Yeah. Oh, we do have one of our old guests wants to come back on. Oh. Shout out to Mr. Dave Adams. He's begging and pleading. He's like, please let me back on your show. I need to be back on I Am Geek. And I'm like, I don't know, Dave.
Too many people lined up.
We're so busy.
So if you
washing my hair that night.
Yeah, if you kiss the ring, you can come back on. No, we'll get Dave back on here. Gotta get some more animators on here though. Gotta do your Willing and Dylan. Open that old vault again. They're probably really hungry in there.
They won't let me, they're holding the other side. They won't let me open it.
Oh, they're like, we don't want to be on your show.
Go away.
Go away. Leave us alone. Anyways, so this was an episode 105 of I'm Geek. Remember, if you liked it, then we did it. If you didn't like it, it's all Robert Pattinson's fault. So, I'm Batman.